Uh-oh. There we are.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening. You sweet, lovely dovelies of Meganus. Mega, mega that. And a mega, mega that.
Loveliness. What's
So
happening?
we have a few things to talk about. I really want to talk about the Pope thing that I wonder if it's been talked to death or did people ignore it? I have no idea. I haven't been paying attention. Have you noticed the thing about the Pope and wearing Trump wearing all the Pope stuff?
Yeah, I saw that one. I
Yeah,
guess
but have you noticed a lot of news about it is what I'm asking.
yeah, somebody I was on this liberal site last night. There's Trump is trying to make himself the Pope. Some guy was saying because he had saw that picture too. He
No, what
can
I
you
mean is,
believe?
have you seen it in the news a lot? You read the news. I do not.
No, not in the news a lot. No,
Like from RSBN, Owen, like the good. No,
not
forget
too.
it.
No, not too much. Not that picture existed. No, just a couple of places said that they had seen him.
Well, it was
They had
what are you
seen the
talking?
picture with that he's trying to make himself Pope. They believe they believe Trump is doing these pictures and trying to make himself look like that. And they believe that he's actually trying to run a third term, but he's not. He already said he's not going to. Oh, I
You
think it,
can share. Yeah, I know, but that doesn't mean he won't.
I yeah, I know. He said he's not going to, so we'll see.
I just don't want. I mean, nobody. Mama Helen just sent me proof that you can share, Joe, right?
I
Mama
heard you.
Helen just sent
Thank
me
you.
more proof that I'm not the only one that thinks Vance is bad, and there's things about him. Now, I'm not saying this guy with Trump is bad. It might be just an actor,
Right.
but the real Vance, I have a problem with. I can't find the thumbnail that I just did, and it was really cool. And I can't find it. I gotta stop doing shit in the middle of the night. Like for
Mhm.
example, so John uh went to New York this morning very early. He flew, I think it
Yeah.
was 6 a.m. was his flight. I think it's the first flight. And which I hate. If you know me, I get anxiety like crazy knowing this, but I got anxiety beforehand. So I remember him leaving and then I passed out. Because when you have so much anxiety, it's tiring. It's just a lot of work, right? So I passed out, so I didn't even know he actually got there. Sorry.
Oh, we hope he
I gotta
made
get
it
a new
safe and no
battery.
problems, and there won't be no problems.
No, he's good. Everything's good. But
Yeah.
um, he left early, so I decided to go take the bed out and replace it with the trampoline. He is gonna hit the ceiling.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oopsie.
Come on, Joe. I replaced his bed with the trampoline, the bed,
Oh, geez. I
and
didn't
he's
even
gonna
catch
hit the
that one.
ceiling.
I didn't catch that until,
Oh.
especially when he jumps on it, right?
I thought I made that one easy too. I'm
He's
sorry.
gonna jump into bed.
He's
Only
gonna
went
hit the
100.
ceiling. He's gonna hit this. Oh, forget it. Yeah, I
I
know you're
went
doing your
right over
shit
my
anyhow.
head, man.
I get
That
it.
one went over like an iron balloon.
Goggles. It was a begoggling moment. It's all right.
Joe,
So
Joe.
I'm gonna get on with it with the Pope for a minute
Yeah,
and explain why I think Trump is doing this. I mean, he wants your attention. He wants everybody's attention. There is nothing Trump does, nothing that his administration does, nothing that even the smallest staff member, none of them do anything without Trump's acknowledgement.
right.
And I believe he put this, I remember reading. correct me if I'm wrong, that this picture of him AI situated as the Pope was on his Truth Social page.
Was I didn't
Do you know that for a fact, Joe, or what? Like, am
I
I
didn't know it was on his
totally?
if it was on his Truth Social. I did see the one you
That's what I was
posted.
told.
Yeah.
That's what I read. And I tend to read late at night and I study a lot, so but I didn't write anything down about it. To me, it was obvious that he did it. It's to say that, and I said it correctly in the chat in our post in our community section. I said it. He's trying to show the difference between organized and unorganized religion. He's trying to unorganize the organized religion. I think that's the way I put it.
Phew. What's that mouthful, huh?
Well, it's true though.
Well, I believe you, yeah.
Um, and I hate to break it to these old, like my teacher, I've been friends with her on Facebook for a long time, but it's like she's like, I can't believe he did this. This is insanity. But what she doesn't understand is that the organized religion is what's insane, and that you fell for it for her whole life. She must be in her late 80s. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You could believe in your God and love people and do what Jesus told you to do, but not when somebody else is taking money and profit for it. Why? And I'll go back to the Vatican. Why is the Vatican so rich?
Mhm.
Why do you walk down these Italian marble halls that are probably hundreds of feet high, some of them? I wouldn't doubt it. With tapestry, paintings, gold, silver, bronze. Only the best for the churches. You had Da Vinci hired, Michelangelo hired to do these things.
I've always asked that question too, and
Da Vinci stayed away, I think.
I've never gotten a proper answer about that.
Da Vinci's too old for that.
I've always said it's something to do with because the kingdom halls in heaven are grander and we have to emulate those
Oh,
halls.
well, not when
And
you
I
got
said, well,
kids on the
why?
street
That I
crying
don't,
for milk
well, that's what I'm saying. I never understood why.
balls.
Why?
And the Pope is adorned with gold and
Gold,
Pope's ring.
diamonds,
The Pope, God
emeralds,
knows that his hand is worth
rubies.
like, couple of $1 million. Are you
Right,
fucking kidding me, people?
right. Oh, well, those were all donations from people who really loved God.
A tithe, a tithe
Yeah,
was
yeah.
almost, I think, 80% or 70 or
20,
80%.
25 to
No, it was
35% of your,
not. No, it
that's what
was
my dad
not. I
did.
don't know where
That's what my
that
dad
might
did.
be. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy in general.
Hmm. That's what I thought.
How can you give to anybody when you're making yourself poor? It just doesn't make sense.
Right. I don't give that.
And how
I
do
don't
you
give
know
that
for
much.
sure? If I give a man that I see that needs some water, if I give him a bottle of water, chances are he's going to drink that water and I'm going to see it or know it.
Right.
Or if I give him 50
Exactly.
cents, he's going to hopefully not buy, or slice of pizza. I like to give him food. I rather. But, sometimes they need a bath or something. I don't see it.
That's hard to give though. Yeah.
Well, no, but you give them enough money and they're able to go to trucker stops or whatever. I don't know. Like gyms and stuff. There's some of them that try to do that. And all they have to do is afford $13 a month and they might, that's not a room could even cost $800 now to rent a fucking room and I'm talking about Florida and probably around your neck of the woods. I can't imagine it's probably 12 to 1500 in the cities like in California and Philadelphia. And what a mess. What a mess, California, Philadelphia, Ohio. What the fuck are you people doing?
Making messes.
Allowing these drug addicts to walk around like as if they're half zombified. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know.
those things that they do, the way they bend over and get all
That's the
weird on that
fentanyl. That's
drug,
fentanyl.
that's crazy.
How is any,
Ugh.
why don't you go in there, get the fucking National Guard, get our military in there, ask Trump's help, and get those cities cleaned out? They don't belong there. That's considered trespassing. Put them where the immigrants were. What?
Hmm.
What? Get them real proper help. No more drugs. No more. They have these community of drugs sanctuaries for people that need their cocaine because they'll come down, or their crack or their heroin, because when they come down, God forbid, they're gonna die. So they have proper stations in Colorado and Michigan and other areas
If you remember where it's called methadone, they give them methadone
for
shots
meth.
once a day,
It's
and
not
they
just
actually take them to the place to get that methadone shot because it's it's a disease. But yet you have a bad cancer disease and your treatment ain't free, but
right.
theirs is.
Well, there you go. I can't.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
Wait till Trump finishes the big shit. Then he's gonna go in on the small shit.
Right.
I really do feel bad for the religious people, but they have to understand. Okay, that Pope, first of all, was a criminal. His butler, I said this before, was caught as a pedophile. They knew this. How in God's name would the Pope not know that his own butler was a criminal? You
Oh,
know,
he knew.
pedophilia,
He knew.
pedophile. It's bullshit.
He knew.
And if you guys don't think that Trump knows each and every single person that works for him by now, let me try to convince you that he does.
Mhm.
He knows exactly what's going on. And he does things for a reason. He is not comparing, I mean, the Beatles compared themselves to Jesus Christ. Maybe he thought it looked cool. Somebody did it on his staff. He thought it looked cool and he decided to post it. I don't know if he was the first one to post it or not, but there is a reason why he let you guys see it. There's a reason why it's out there. And I'll tell you right now, it's because the whole Catholicism, regulated Catholicism, organized religion is fake. It has been since the Knights Templar took it over in the 1300s on Friday the 13th, which I think was in October, to be very exact. I think.
This one coming up, this October coming up, or the past one,
What do you mean?
the Friday the 13th. Didn't you just
No,
say?
it happened. The Knights Templar went and
Yeah.
attacked the Vatican and
Oh,
won on Friday the 13th in the 1300s.
oh, okay, gotcha.
Got it?
That's why the
That's
13th,
why Friday the
Friday the
13th is
13th
a
is
big
bad.
deal of
Gotcha.
bad luck. And
Gotcha.
it is bad luck for the
Hmm.
Christians, for the Catholics.
We've
It's
always
a
had
bad
good luck
day to
on that day.
remember.
We've always had good luck on that day.
Because 13 is a very good number, because
Yeah.
anything that ends in 3, 6, or 9 is Tesla's number. The
Yeah.
numbers matter, okay? We're going to be going over the number of God, which is 2.78. It's interesting, but
Mm,
numbers matter. Yeah, you're like, what the hell is 2.7? You ever hear of E equals MC squared?
yeah.
What is E?
Energy, isn't it?
I think
Yeah.
it's I think it's E is Euler's number, which is what I want to go over, which is 2.78. It's a number in nature. It's a natural phenomenon that happens everywhere. And actually, I would have a flat earther will have to explain to me why these numbers work, because it also coincides with the roundness, this circumference of the earth, the numbers. That's how important they are. And I love AJ from What Files, but like, or the Y Files. But when I watch him, I'm like, I'm studying. I must have written 6 pages out of a 32-minute program because I will go back and study it and I will talk about it with you guys. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to save it for a flat Earth day or we'll go back to it later with a little bit of information. Joe, before you start, I wanted to ask you, you said something about, I know your memory is shot usually, but do you remember mentioning Uzbekistan for some reason? This, not today. It was
Yeah,
a
it was a
couple days
while
ago.
back, I do, but I don't
It wasn't
remember
a
why.
while back. It was like 4 or 5 days ago
Yeah, but I don't
on
remember.
on a live show, I think.
Mhm.
Maybe somebody was from Uzbekistan or no, no, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'd have
You
to go
go
back
on.
and relive it somehow.
No, we'll
More
figure it out.
info, more input, more input.
Tell us about the judges, Joe.
The judges, well, there's a judge in Massachusetts. She's gonna set to face another judge because she helped an illegal alien get away from ICE in 2018. So they're calling her out now. Well, she was actually, I think she was arrested already. They let her go, and then they kind of didn't. Nobody said nothing, and now it's back out, and she's being charged with willful judicial misconduct.
I'm sorry, she tried to help another illegal.
Yeah, a
So it's
twice
another
deported
judge doing
migrant to flee before he could be nabbed by immigration officials.
why are they doing this?
Who
Why
knows, man?
risk their jobs? I mean, I understand they're not going to go down as heroes.
I don't know.
So why any smart judge would do this doesn't make sense to me. I mean, there are other ways. Why would you let one or two guys go? I mean, there are other ways.
Yeah,
And maybe Trump is looking for people to do those other ways, not to show criminality. Are
exactly.
you that dumb to not think outside the box? Then how did you become a judge in the first place?
Right. It's damning.
What
I
if you got
mean,
a
you ruin
petition
your life.
together? A
They ruin
petition.
their life when they do this shit.
They do, but makes me believe that they're already incriminated. They're already criminals to begin with. So that's why they go ahead and just try to give it the one last powwow and get somebody free or something
Or do they think
before
that
they're
because they're a judge, they're untouchable in the law?
now they're seeing other judges get arrested. This
Yeah.
has been going on for since almost since Trump's in office, 3 months.
Yeah.
So come on. These are supposedly smart people. What do you think? Let's take
But
Judge
they're
Judy.
lying.
Let let's take Judge Judy for an example. What do you think she's thinking about all these other idiots of her counterparts, judges? What do you think this woman who is
She probably doesn't have very good high esteem of them at all.
she
You
didn't
know?
have she liked Nikki Haley at first.
Yeah.
Then she started complimenting Trump on a few things. Now, I bet she's like, what the
What in
hell
the
is
hell
going
is going
on?
on with these people?
Right, right. Is there something that Trump and his administration knows that a lot of people are still waking up to? Could this be possible? Could he have learned it in his first term? Could he have learned it prior to that, maybe in The Apprentice, or when he goes out and does his speeches about China and everything else?
Let's add this other judge.
Possibility.
There's another judge. She's from the 19th Judicial
A lot of
District.
women.
Her name is Tiffany Foxworth Roberts. They're
A
recommending that
second.
the state office of special counsel in Louisiana, out of Louisiana in Baton Rouge, is recommending that she be removed from the bench, citing lies and misstatements in her campaign. So to become a judge, she told everybody a lie. She said she was in in the military. She came out as a captain, but she came out as a first lieutenant. She said she was in the first war over there across the ocean, and she wasn't.
First war across the ocean? What?
Yeah, what was that called? The one in the desert.
Desert
Uh,
Storm?
Desert Storm. She said she was in Desert Storm, and she was not because she would have only been like 15 or 16, according to this, because she was born in, says 74.
Well, she's only a couple years older than me then.
Right.
I was in high school during the Storm, like
There you go.
freshman year.
There you go.
So she would have been sophomore, junior, senior, something like that. No
Mhm.
way.
So, and she's
Never worked
supposedly a
that
conservative
badly.
judge. She's a
But again,
conservative judge.
74. Is she from America? Is this all proven
Yes.
that she's actually?
Yeah,
It's funny.
she's
74 is one
American.
of the years, Joe. 74 is one of those years that they got this. I'm positive.
Yeah.
74 is one of the years that made them go, whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
They got an injection or something. I don't know what the fuck
Could
happened.
be. Yeah, because that's when they were doing all that shots. I remember those shots. I don't know.
No, I think it was a certain thing that they let out. They had it in Europe, Britain, they had it in Canada, and they had it here in America. I'm not sure where else. They were testing
Mm.
shit. It just seems to be that those couple of years in Canada and here are just bizarre. These people are either out of their minds, they're unhealthy, their bodies are unhealthy, something doesn't work in them. It's always those 2 or 3 years right before me. Well, my generation is fucked up too, but whatever.
They
I'm
all
just
are.
saying. I know we're all fucked up. The
Yeah.
boomers really fucked up. The boomers
Yes.
fucked up the most. Most boomers, not all of them, but most of them. Anyhow, go on.
And then
So
the generation after us is fucked up too. And then the following ones, the newest one they're saying is starting to come back online. You know, they're wanting to do things a little bit different. So we'll see what happens, right?
we'll see. I hope so. I hope we'll have a revival. Go, Joe, go. What's next? I'm having technical difficulties, so I need.
Well, you remember Mrs. AOC opening her mouth, talking all her crap about uh, how that she needs to protect the
Illegals
illegal
get out of this
aliens.
country alive and stuff,
Yeah.
like as if we were gonna kill them.
Tom Homan is issuing a warning to her with legal actions. Legal actions are imminent.
On AOC herself.
Yeah, he says he's consider, but then it goes on and says he's considering legal action against her. So that's a little
It's all a
misleading.
fucking big
So who
tease.
said this?
It's all a
So,
freaking big tease already.
yeah.
Can we just have something? Give the dog a bone.
Yes. We need a bone.
Believe me, I'm happy. Like we've put it up a couple of times. The that post you put up. Let me see if I can find it right away. About
Showdown
how
looms as Tom Homan explores a case against her for obstructing immigration enforcement.
that's
Remember
it.
when she was getting sending out all those cards, protect your rights or whatever she was trying to
She
do?
went online. She went on
Yeah. Yes, she
and
did.
did a
Know your
TikTok or whatever
rights.
she did.
Yeah.
Okay. Somebody asked me in the chat or stated none of this is proven. Fuck you and your proof. It all comes out 5 or 10 years later, morons. As if
It's
we haven't
proven.
been as if we have not been right since fucking day one. I don't think I might in the course of me opening my mouth for the last, I don't know, 30 something years, I
Yeah.
may have been wrong like 3 or 4 fucking times. Like seriously, I have not, and I can't explain it. I'm not like anything fucking, I can't explain it. But listen, Ukrainian officials released the kickback numbers. Why would the Ukrainians release this and Trump or somebody else or a Democrat or somebody say no, it's not true? That's my first question. The only people saying no, it's not true are the people that are on, dumbass libtard Democrats. What are you doing, Joe?
Just walking to get a cup of coffee real quick.
Can't you just leave the computer down?
Yeah.
It's so weird. Okay.
Moving.
It is weird. I don't know. Okay, so Joe Biden. Now, how come this and really you need proof? You need proof of this that Joe Biden made $92 million? Bullshit, he made more. That I might need proof for, but yeah, come on. Because where will our money go? That this war hasn't ended, that Ukraine has 200,000 soldiers, that Russia has 1.8 million soldiers, and that war didn't end within the first month, 3 weeks of its life. You can't tell me that. It was over 1, 2, 3. What was bombed was the labs. We all know about the
Yes, we
bio
did.
and the
Yes, we did.
geoengineering laboratories.
How many did we count over there? 14 or 15, didn't we?
In Ukraine, they were up
Yeah.
over 20, we learned.
Yeah.
And why? Could it be because Ukraine is rich in mineral?
Yep.
Could that have
Yep.
something to do with it?
That's
Minerals
exactly why.
that the human body needs, right? Because I've been telling you that we need salts. Not the white fucking salt that they give us.
Yep.
We need zinc. We need iron. Potassium. We need it not to have been touched or processed yet. Because that's what our body intakes. If we had all these metals in our body, I guarantee we wouldn't even eat as much. Because everything else would just even itself out. This is how important Ukraine is. That's why it went independent in 1990. I was so proud. I was like, hey, Mom, look, our country went independent. Later, I thought about it. I was like, really? Really? Why am I not hearing like all the rest of there's something weird. There was always something weird. And then to find out they're so rich in certain ores and things. Mom always said it. Always said even the fish, like caviar and stuff around there. Caviar is very salty. What is it? It's probably a natural salt. Just to let you know.
Never tried it.
Not, I'll eat roe, but I like it like on the job. I don't know. I haven't eaten in a long time though.
Is it fishy tasting?
I would say the salt overwhelms the fish taste. You put it on a cracker with some cream cheese and just pop it. And you
Oh,
try
okay.
it for the first time, There's certain roe that isn't fishy. Flying fish eggs and stuff, like they're very, very lightly fishy. And then they have the big giant fish egg. I mean, there's tons of different things. I want to just get back to this for a minute. Joe Biden, 92 million. Mitch McConnell, 89 million. Nancy Pelosi, 86. Chuck Schumer, 66 million. Lindsey Graham, 82. Mitt Romney, 71. Johnny Corn. I don't know who that is. Corn?
I don't either. I don't
John
know who that
Corn.
guy is. John Cornyn? Cornyn.
Yeah. Corn.
John Cornyn.
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 Yeah. Mhm.
I know the name. I just can't think. Schiff, 62. Dan Crenshaw.
Yes.
People, why would we have his name there? Did he fall into something? Did he know something beforehand? Which I'm thinking he was like another DeSantis.
73 years old, John Cornyn.
From where?
Texas. Republican Party.
So you see, guys, that's a second one that's Republican on this list. Then you have Kevin McCarthy and Elizabeth Cheney. I mean, come on, 42 million, 77 million. And then, of course, they gave it to the kids. How are these kids able to? They don't work. Hunter has partied his whole life. How do you expect him to afford his housing? His one landlord, I remember you saying, Joe, said that he's been kicked out because he hadn't paid rent in 4 years. He thought he was backed up by dad, but not when dad's money stopped coming in,
There you go.
right? Not when his money stopped coming in. It's nowhere near a lie.
Well, you
What
know,
happened to taxpayers' dollars?
right. Because
Putin
see,
could
you
have
know what?
destroyed Ukraine in days. Okay, go on.
Those were for just recent though, right? So what about all the other
But it's
years
not, those
that they
aren't
were in
recent
office?
numbers.
But what
What?
about all the other years that they were in office? What happened to all that money?
Well, yeah. See, what was happening is Trump was getting them. He was getting to their Swiss banks. Because now who is he talking to? Isn't he talking to someone in Scandinavia, Norway, or somewhere?
Hmm.
Finland, right?
Yeah, he's talking to a lot of countries.
He's talking to everybody because he knows who's good and who's bad, or at least for the most part, I think he
Right.
knows, you know? And they had their Swiss bank accounts and they had their shit in even in New York in on Liberty Street, on 33 Liberty Street. The Federal Reserve. Now, I've said it, but I don't know, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, could have been prior. When Trump first, probably when he did become president, he had control of the Federal Reserve. That meant the New York Reserve. Little by little, they're recapturing our money. Our money.
Yeah. Um,
Our
not
money.
theirs. Not
Right.
theirs. Ours.
And obviously, it's not just Democrats. So they got to stop thinking that way. Do they have a name for any Democrats that actually vote Republican? Fucking retarded. What's next? Do we have anybody in the chat, by the way?
We have some
Anybody
people.
commenting, I should say. I could see there's people.
We have people watching, but they're not saying anything.
Good evening, folks. Good evening.
You may say whatever you would like.
You mean it's a free country? It's
Well,
also a Sunday
absolutely.
night, Joe. I didn't think we'd do. I was thinking maybe we'd
Absolutely.
play games, but I don't. Did I tell you I started like um working for this guy creating calendars?
Uh-uh. Oh.
I didn't tell you about that,
Mm.
but I already he already fired me. I already
Oh.
got sacked. Yeah. I all I did was take off a day from work. Did I say that right?
You take a day off from work.
I took a day off.
I took a
That's
day
what I should
off.
have said. Not off from work. I took a day
Yeah.
off.
So
All I
which day
did,
was it?
right. Fucked it up. You see, nobody's perfect.
I, I say which day is it?
I almost had it. I'm not even looking at jokes or anything. I remembered that from earlier and I was like, I could use it and then I fucked it up. Oh well. I try, my loves. I try.
Yes.
Poor Brett. Brett, from Australia, he wants us to like go on in the middle of the night or something with them. And I'm like, I'll do it. I have no problem with it. You might not, but I would do it. Because he apparently has a lot to say, and that's what this group is all about. It's been a little difficult lately, but we'll get it together. We'll get more people on whenever we get Joe. Hey, Joe. Joe,
Yes.
whenever we get a schedule, Joe.
I know. Got to get
Joe
it
tried to
scheduled
come up
for.
with a schedule. It happened to be like 4 fucking nights in a row. And I'm like, no,
Yeah,
now
bastard.
I
All right,
have a
fine.
life. I mean, look at these boobs. Of course I have a life.
We could do.
Did she just say that? All right. I I tell you guys, go and look at the I can't believe all the shit that I'm seeing. I have Snow White, Samuel L. Jackson playing Snow White. It's a little clip. It's hysterical. It's in the community. But I saw earlier today that they have all the the men as princesses, as if they would be princesses. Luckily, they're all wearing pants, but
Yeah.
they're like these dreamy colors and they're gorgeous men. It's like Fabio times like 1,000. If you guys remember Fabio, I never thought Fabio was anything. I thought he was gay as shit. I'm like, are you kidding me, ladies? But I don't know why these people do this. It's same with even well, I know why Trump put out the Pope thing. I really feel that that's why he did it. He has to wake up the nation. And if you really want to smack someone, that's a way to do it. That's a way to do it. That's not just a way to do it here. It's a way to wake up fucking Italy too.
Yes, it will. It will wake them up.
The blue suit was nothing. The white one really got to you.
But there was a lot of people that were wearing those blue suits at the funeral. He
Well,
wasn't the only one.
why
They
did
just they just centered on him.
right. Yeah, but he did that intentionally too.
And
He wore
I
the
believe you.
black suit with Melania and Ivana
Right.
when when Trump first had the Pope over. I'm trying to think of the date. I think it was 2017. And when he had a frowny face on the Pope with that beautiful picture of him frowning with Trump and Melania, and they were all in black except for the Pope.
And you notice the Pope stands off a little bit from him
Yeah. Now, why would the Pope be frowning?
because he didn't like Trump.
Is that really why you think he's frowning while the three of them are wearing black
Mm,
with headdresses? Could he have said, hey, you're fucking dead now? Now you're in my country and you're dead now? I'm in command. Trump ain't fooling around.
not yet. I don't think he is. I don't think he
He's not
is.
fooling around, my friends.
I think they're working behind the scenes and shit's gonna come out. They're all saying it's just wait, it's coming. Be patient, it's coming. I think it's gonna happen
He
this
is
month.
playing to win. Trump
Yeah.
is playing to win. He
Well,
is not
they attacked him
playing
first.
to satisfy any of us. So when you say, I want to see it, I want to see it, of course we all want to
Yeah.
see it. But they're
Right.
going to let you see what they're allowed to show you because you
Right.
can't see everything. You
Right.
can't. Because then your life is on the line. It's as simple as that. This is not make believe. This is a real military movement. This
Yeah.
is a real movement across the
It's a
world.
coup. It's a coup d'etat. They performed a coup.
Well,
They are trying
I
to.
like the sting better. I like when you
Yeah.
call it the sting
Yeah.
better.
But they're no. They have tried to perform a coup d'etat on the country, on our country. That's what happened, and
Wait,
that's what's going to be
who,
rooted
what,
out in
and
the end. And
who?
yes, it's a sting that Trump is doing against these people.
Who tried to do a coup d'etat on our country,
Well,
Joe?
I believe it was a cabal run by the big
On
families.
our country. You see, the
Yeah,
people,
on the
I
whole
know
world,
America comes
actually,
first, guys,
on
but
the
it's
whole
not,
world.
yes, you
Yeah,
got to
on the whole
stop.
world. Well,
You
see,
got to stop.
they
It's
took
not that
the left
small.
actually took Australia, so they did
No,
take them.
England took Australia. And then England allowed themselves the Muslims in there, which is just more of UN soldiers. Because if they're bad, then they're all in the same group. If they're Muslims that are good, they don't belong in that group. Is this really that hard? They could be Irish, Italian, British, Ukrainian. If they're bad, they're in that one group. Most likely they're being paid for it, they're blackmailed, they got something that they got something on them.
Yeah.
Come on. I don't understand why people are thinking this is like something that and really Trump is going to tell our media what is really going on.
No, he is not.
You understand this, Joe, right? Does this not make
No,
sense
no,
that our
he is
media is
not going to
left
tell the
in
media
the
shit.
dark?
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I just want to say really quick, the thing when James O'Keefe went said he's going in the dark inside.
Yeah. Yeah.
People don't do that. They don't. If they really had to go in the dark, they wouldn't do it. Our
So you think that
president
was
said it.
fake? You
Our
think that was
president
fake?
said it and nobody believed him.
Yeah.
Our president said the same thing. I have to go into hiding now. Lots
He
of
did
evil
say that.
people after me.
He did say that.
He said that in his first fucking term, but yet people
He
think
did.
he's the only one that's acting as president.
Yeah. So do you think this O'Keefe?
Really?
You think this O'Keefe went dark?
No, I think it's tomfoolery. I think he's trying to get attention on himself. That's what's
Yeah.
happening. Like this Candace Owen. Listen, there's either two things that happened to Candace Owen, or three. She either lost it, she believes really what she says, or she had a very bad experience with her boss that happened to have been Jewish. It is a culture shock to people that don't understand other ethnicities. You don't get it. You really, really don't get it. I've been there. I've been there. And it's taken me time to get over certain things, especially when they think that they're better than you.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I am talking about the Jews, by the way. A lot of Jews are in a cult because that's what it is. Don't think they're not. And something happened. She either went to one of the things, the church or the ritual, I don't know. But let me tell it is a culture shock to most people. It doesn't make sense. And the way people treat you, these Jewish people in their different sects, like the Sephardic, is it Sephardic Jews? There's a bunch of them. They look down on you, honey. And I guarantee that's what happened to her. So anybody that claims anti-Semitism, you have no idea how the reverse goes. Joe will attest to the fact that he gets reverse racism where he lives
Yeah.
because he's lighter than his kids. All right? Don't think it don't happen. That black people aren't racist on white people, that
Oh
Jews
yeah.
don't look down at anybody else,
Everybody is. Yeah, they
that
all are.
Muslims can be rude. Don't
Yep.
ever.
Yep.
Not one
So
is
true.
better than the other. Not one. It's the person, not the religion, not the faith, and not the ethnicity. Learn. And that's what I really believe happened to her. She stepped into something that she couldn't believe, and she was like, oh, I can't
Oops.
do this.
Oops.
Yeah. And now all of a sudden she's pro Palestine. It makes sense. People don't realize. I mean, there are beautiful Jewish people out there. They love their faith. They do what they do. And then there are other criminals. Others are fucking criminals. And if you're so naive to think that they can't be, then you need to walk around the block a couple times. Soros, great example. Stupid.
Yep. Great example of a criminal. Big criminal.
Jewish.
But still a criminal.
Have a good
Bad one.
night. Just going to work.
Very bad one.
All right. Did I go off enough?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it your turn to go off?
Yeah, we have another Biden administration official who has been caught embezzling $650,000 at the State Department. Her name is Levita Almuerte Ferreira, 64 years old. She was a senior budget analyst at the State Department.
Under Biden, you said?
Yeah, that it's at the U.S. State Department's Office of the Chief of Protocol, and she pleaded guilty to it too.
Did
They
she?
caught her ass. Yeah, they caught her.
That's the smart thing to do. I don't
Mhm.
know. The reason these judges are doing it is because it's a plan. It's a plan to wake up more people. There is no when an executive order goes through, the judicial system cannot stop it. especially like the way they think they can. That's just not the way the system works. And to be honest with you, we don't fucking give a shit. We don't care. We want this done. The majority of the nation wants
Doge.
this nation cleaned up, wants Doge out there,
Yep. Clean
getting
these
these criminals,
people up.
getting our money back.
They're overspending like a motherfucker. They don't need to
You
be
got
spending that
regular
shit.
everyday people from 18 to 60 and whatever. And they're crying. They're like mothers. What like I have to give up some things that I could use, but I'd rather have my kids have Pop-Tarts when they want them sometimes in the morning. How is this possible? How is this possible that they just get paid and they have maybe $30 left to their name where they have to have that money for next week so they have some food and whatnot. This is not, and Trump knows this.
Yep.
He knows it. Who doesn't know it? The Democrats. Why don't they know it? Because they're fucking living in mama's basement. I grew up, I mean, I gotta say, my parents had good money. But I was always like them. I was generous, first of all. Secondly, I recognized that not everybody had it. How stupid are you not to recognize that, oh, first of all, this church might be taking all this canned food. God knows they're giving it to their own, to the barbarians, to their workers. You don't know. I looked into a lot of places that I used to donate to. The one I donated to Meals on Wheels, I think it was. And they wrote me back. And I was able to do these things pretty big because I was in the bar. So I would have boxes and boxes of food and clothing or whatever it was. And I remember a couple of places wrote me back. I think on Wheels was one of them. And my boss was so happy. He put it in the window, you know. Yeah, it was a nice thing. But that made me think that some of them really don't go through the because they actually said what happened, where it went, and thank you for this. But a lot of times you don't know what happens to it. Like I said not too long ago, you give $1 to the cops, to their foundation in the countries, in these counties, small counties, and only 5 cents out of the dollar goes to them. So what are they getting? New shoelaces? I mean, what? You don't know where your money goes to. I've had people who have dealt with cancers. I have a good friend, she dealt with and her father was a general, very respected. Um, she dealt with breast cancer, and she was telling me the foundations not to give to, which was like naming all of them. It was like I was like, so who do you give to? You really have to give it to the person.
That's right.
And even
Find them.
we caught this one girl that was asking for, she was pro-Trump and she was using MAGA to get money to pay for school. Kudos for being, clever, but you pissed off a lot of people. And it really doesn't matter if you're MAGA or not, but you just lied, just like the Obamas did, just like the Clintons did, just like the Bushes did.
Oh yeah. They all did. It's like they all did.
You said they were closing Six Flags? You remember
The
that?
one up in Maryland, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Or was it DC? Was it Washington? No, I don't expect you to remember that. We just talked about it in
We
passing.
did.
But you see, because I've mentioned that these arenas, wrestling, even oh, man, when I'm learning about fucking music, oh no. My mind just goes ape shit when things
In Bowie, Maryland.
it is Maryland. Okay. Well, I'm sure there's a lot of reasons why I think Maryland's water, I think the whole Maryland, a lot of Maryland state is poisoned. I think it is. It's another one like Ohio and
Oh, man.
Michigan and where's the Lakes of Ozarks again? I always forget.
That's in Missouri.
That's Missouri, and Missouri
Yeah.
is also
In the
in
western, it's on the western
California. For
side of
some reason, New
Missouri.
York wasn't that poisoned. The waters, I mean.
That's a big
Okay,
lake
so
too.
you're getting rid of these places. I'm hoping
Hmm.
that's what they're doing. I'm not sure if they're just poisoning people's minds or there's poison in other ways. Six Flags has like a lot of water rides, a lot of animal things usually. I like zoos and petting zoos and stuff. I don't know. But I'm hoping they're just closing like the PBS and
Yeah.
what was
And
it? PBS and
NPR,
they closed what was it?
NPR.
NPR.
Yeah. They're defunded.
Thank goodness.
Well, they're very partisan. So
What?
they're very one-sided.
Well, yeah. Well, look, it made us. I said this recently. Bert and Ernie. What do you think
Yes.
about Bert and Ernie?
Um, Two bachelors living together,
Sleeping in the same bed?
sleeping in the same bed. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it is kind of
Kind of
weird.
weird.
Why would you get kids, you know, used to seeing that? One had a nice round head, the other one pointed.
Yeah.
There's things, there's reasons. Um, Not all of them, but when they could get it through, they did. And I think our music, we're gonna find out, controls a lot of us. The music is the MK Ultra because harmony and vibes are what keeps us living, what keeps our nerves a going, what keeps our brains a rolling. And I think we're going to find out that certain music hurts us.
Vibrations. I think it would have to be with the vibrations. If the vibrations change, it's gonna hurt us, right?
No, not
Hmm.
necessarily. Like I've said this
Well, there's
before.
good and bad vibrations, wouldn't there?
That's it. Now
Well,
they
that's what I
have
meant. That's what I meant.
they had one of the Japanese scientists, I don't remember his name, it was
Hmm.
a long time ago. He had played Metallica and he played Mozart and he played, all these different kinds of musics and froze the ice to it and the ices went along, with the music. Like it was a shattered ice um segment that listened to the Metallica. It was like all cracked up and then like the classical had these geometric figures in them. Now this is water. Water
Hmm.
is accessing some kind of vibrations from music. And what are we made of?
Water.
We are made of mostly water.
Hmm.
Empty bags of mostly water. That was in Star Trek. I always remember that. We are empty bags of mostly water. And I remember looking it up back then. Um, when I was a kid, and it said we were like 60% water, and then it went up to 70, 80, and now I think we're 80 or 90% water. So it keeps changing. All right. What else, Joe?
So water. Oh, water.
What else, Joe? Anything else? Are we done?
Let us look. Oh.
There's a couple people I think watching, but I don't feel like Mama Helen wasn't feeling too well either. We really have to get a schedule. We really need a schedule so people know.
Coming on.
Yeah.
Jen Psaki said that Joe Biden's mental acuity during her tenure, asserting that she never observed any signs of decline, said he was acute, sharp, and acute during his presidency.
Well,
There
that's a
was nothing
lie.
wrong with him.
We
That's
all
that
know
Jen
this is
Psaki.
a lie.
Yeah, that's the redheaded lady.
We
These
know who
people
Jen
are
Psaki.
liars. They continue to lie. They will
Well,
always
she's not.
lie.
She's not. I don't know. She's dead. I think she's dead. I think all
You
these
think
people
so?
are already gone or in Gitmo or dead. I've been thinking if the Democrats actually hate the fact that Trump is in charge as much as they hate the fact that he's doing good in charge
He is.
and that they've been wrong all these years. Well, dummy crats, you should have been an independent like me. Then you could have played it safe. Oh, I didn't know any better. That is not why I'm an independent. I didn't believe in the two-party system since I was a very young kid. And it was one of my first papers in college, I remember, when I was asked to, you're asked to do some of your own theses. I was like,
Visas,
that's the
visas,
one I'm doing it.
visas,
Yeah, I never
visas,
did a thesis because
thesis. All right.
I don't know. I don't even know what credits I have, to be honest.
I don't know. They
Probably
didn't
have like
really.
130 or 140 credits, but I never went on to.
I don't know, 180. Think.
That's usually what you need, I think, 120 to graduate.
Yeah.
I never
I,
wanted to leave. I loved my friends and
I had extras.
my
I
professors.
took I took extra classes. I thought there was some of them were pretty cool.
Me too. That's what I did, yeah.
Um, Here's your joke.
NSA eavesdropping. What was that from?
Internet erupts as Trump posts joke AI picture of himself as Vatican boss. Yeah,
What?
those just came up from
I can't
Fox
hear you
News.
though.
From Fox News, just the article came up that the internet erupts as Trump posts a joke AI picture of himself. That's funny.
You mean as the Pope?
Yeah, yeah. Calm down, folks, he said. It's funny. The Pope picture is actually funny. Just calm down.
I'm
What
not
they said.
a lot of people that are religious said, you know, that's probably it's just not the smartest thing to do. And I guarantee a lot of people that are religious are not talking about it. And it's
Probably not.
ridiculous because he did it for a reason, my religious friends.
There's always a reason to his
There's always a
insanity.
reason Trump did it, does things, yes. And this is a smack in your faces. He is so desperately trying to wake the world up. He has little recourse. I really believe that's what's happening. People aren't waking up. I mean, we seem to have stopped at a certain, you know, like maybe 10 or 15%, maybe 15% of America are totally awake, or at least like know more. And we need really like 40 to 50% to tackle over the rest of them. So I really think that's why he's doing it. I think I'll save the other stuff, the harmonic frequencies and why Thomas, oh no, what was his name? Alexander Thom, was so prevalent. And again, I was listening to if you don't want to hear it from me and talk about it with me, go listen to the Y Files. AJ is fantastic. I mean, that was just like a couple of days ago he put that out. I stopped on it because it said something about the lost city of Atlantis, but he didn't really explain it. He calls it a stripped, because usually his shows are 2 to 3 hours. So when he talks like gives like a fast one out for like 30 minutes or so, he calls them stripped episodes. I'm just getting used to that, but I'm like I said, it it must have taken me like 4 or 5 hours to study this 32-minute episode, and I it's very important because we are vibes. We are and where did they come up with that? Sending good vibes. Where did they come up with it, friends? Did somebody know something? Right?
Good vibes. Vibing.
It's a lot, and I don't think I should go over it right now. So, Joe, anything else before we go?
No, not much. There's some stuff, but just the illegal gang member stuff. Well, there was three. There was three yesterday that attacked their guards. The three MS-13 gang members in a prison that attacked the corrections officials. They were in Virginia. This happened in Virginia. So they were in jail and they decided they were going to attack them. They stabbed them. I guess they're all okay. None of them got hurt, but still.
This is why we don't want these people here.
Exactly. No, get them out.
Why are we
Throw them
paying
out.
for them? If they don't belong here in the first place, we
Oh,
are not paying for them. And I
eh,
don't get this whole thing with due
due
process.
process. They
It's
didn't
not.
come in with it.
I know Trump and I know lawyers and I know Pam Bondi has not come up with these simple truths because they're trying to let us teach you. They're trying to let people that know better teach the people that do not know better.
Right.
There is no such
Right.
thing as due process for an illegal alien. How do we
Well,
know? Ask the fucking people that came in the first round. And I'm
yeah,
talking about Ellis Island people. Did they fucking have due process? No, their due process was getting the fuck in here. It didn't, my name was shortened.
that's what that's what I mean, Carol. That's what I'm thinking. If they didn't have that due process coming in, like coming through Ellis Island, why do they deserve it going out?
They don't deserve,
They don't.
they
They
would
don't
deserve.
deserve
Wait,
it.
no, Joe. No, you're saying it fucking so wrong. You're gonna smack yourself. All right? If they come in and go through due process,
Then they deserve it going out.
then they don't go out. If they go through the due
So,
process of becoming
right,
a citizen,
right,
right? Because that's the original due process. That is what we pay for. We
right,
pay to educate these people, get them, they have a visa or they get started or they have, there's something that we give them. Now, if they don't go through that due process, then they're illegal. They get nothing going out.
right.
But if they go through it, then they become a citizen.
And there's
Well,
there's
they
a
help
lady.
these people, they help each other
Yeah,
to make a
there's a lady that was crying that her husband was being deported after 28 years that he's been here. He's being deported. He's still not legal. It's just like, you know what? My next door neighbors, they don't speak any English, and I haven't seen them for a long time, man. I haven't seen them for a long time.
Look, I don't know.
Months.
I don't think Trump is going after families that have been here for a while. I can't see
I don't
that.
think he is either. But
That
still,
sounds like the left's news, causing havoc, mayhem, trouble. Like,
chaos.
yeah, like they always
Causing
do.
chaos.
Trump is not going, they're going after the people that just tried to hurt the officers, the
Yes.
correctional officers in
Yeah.
Virginia. People
Get
like
rid of those
that we
people.
don't want around our neighborhoods.
Right. That's true. We don't need those people.
How about this? We lock them up in the gates around Pelosi's house or
Oh, I'm down
Newsom's
for
house,
that.
right? Or,
Yeah,
or,
I'm
or
down for that.
Nancy Pelosi's or was the other
Maxine Waters,
Maxine? We got a lot of them.
Schumer,
How about
uh,
Pete
shit,
Buttigieg? I haven't seen his ass in a while. Ah,
shit for brains. You got shit for brains.
are we done?
Uh,
I think that's
yeah,
it,
got a lot,
here, guys.
got a lot out.
I'm done. Yeah,
Thanks,
I'm
guys.
tired though. John's
Love
gone, so I
y'all.
got a lot of other things I got to do, and I got to get that trampoline, in there. All right, trampoline.
Got to get in the bedroom.
I might be hitting the walls if I don't.
Should be bouncing off the walls. Good
Love you guys. Have an open
night,
mind.
everybody.
Please have an open mind. Where we go one, we go all.
Yes, we're going somewhere.
Wait, I didn't even talk about the dreams. I'll do that tomorrow. All right.